Hi, welcome to Centerville Reports today. I'm Maureen Russell Hodson. It only happens every other year. I'm talking about the Centerville, Washington Township Landmarks Foundation's Christmas Tour. Here to tell us more about it, because it's going to happen on December 9th, we have Sharma Stone, who is the chair of the event, and Patrick Hansford, who is the president of the Landmarks Foundation. And thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and it's Christmas time. I mean, we're ready to kick off the holidays, and what a great, what a great way to do this, because as I said, this tour happens every other year. So if you haven't seen this, or if you want to really get into the holiday spirit and see some gorgeous homes, this is the event to take part in, right?
Absolutely.
And all the houses will be decorated for the holidays.
Yeah. So when I mentioned it's the Landmarks Foundation. What is the Landmarks Foundation, Patrick?
We're a nonprofit organization that is interested in the preservation of historic properties and historic buildings here in Centerville, Washington Township. That's our focus.
So, and we have just a beautiful history of buildings, homes, former businesses in our area, right? I mean,
the landmarks that or the homes that we're interested, the buildings we're interested, date from the early stone houses to Victorian homes to the industrialists that were coming out in the 20s and 30s, and now we're looking at mid-century modern homes also.
Which is pretty incredible, because that's really a buzz phrase to look for houses now, right? People looking for a mid-century modern.
Well, and I think it's pretty wonderful that we have the oldest or the largest collection of old stone buildings in the state. And I don't think a lot of people that live here even recognize or know that. So that's something that people need to be aware of.
And it was the Landmarks Foundation that really kind of started out of a movement to start preserving some of these old buildings, right?
Correct.
Yeah, we grew out of the Historical Society with a focus that we needed to have a group that could focus solely on buildings and be able to go to city council or to the trustees and provide them the information to help them as development occurs. And our biggest thing now is to be more proactive, working with homeowners and helping them understand their homes, and if they've got questions, we try to help.
And you can go, you have a Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page.
So people can go to the Facebook page and find out more information. But as we're talking about this home tour, as I said, it happens every other year. And this year you have 5 homes on the tour. We've got some photos to kind of give you an idea of what you're going to be seeing. But let's take a look, because tickets are $40, right? And you get to see all of these houses. So this probably is familiar to, I would say, most people who drive around downtown.
Yeah, this home is Sal and Angie Gomez, who recently purchased the building and have renovated it. And you'll notice there are 2 buildings.
Right.
And the little building in the front was originally a blacksmith shop and the first library in Centerville.
So that has some great history to it. And those buildings have undergone extensive renovation interior as well.
Yeah, and you'll go in both buildings for the tour for that.
So so for it's $40 for the ticket. It's a fundraiser, first of all, we should say, for the Landmarks Foundation. But you'll all meet at one location, and then you travel via van, right, to all of these stops. So you don't have to worry about transportation.
No.
That's correct. We start the tours at Normandy Church, and we have 6 vans, and we'll take you around to the different homes. And after each of the tours, you can come back to the church for desserts. And then before the last one, desserts provided beforehand.
And there are 3 tours. There's one at noon, 3, and 6 p.m., right? And again, this is on December 9th. So we've shown you one house, and we'll put them up there so you have an idea. But you're not just going to see the exterior, which will be decorated, but you get to go inside and see. And are they true to...
We don't want to show you everything.
No, but are they true to the period of the home?
Well, this is what I was going to say. That first house that we had up.
Yeah.
It's really a great house for people to see and understand that when you buy a historic home, you don't have to live in that home as it was when it was built, have old furniture and have, everything look as it did originally. So this is a great example of how someone bought the home, they're preserving the building, the outside looks very much as it probably did then, but inside it has been modernized, it has been totally redecorated into a more upscale, modern look.
Nice.
But they have so much respect for the building, and they've taken pieces that were like doors or any kinds of ornamentation that they couldn't or had to take off and couldn't use as it was in place, and placed it somewhere else in the house. So they've tried to keep everything that was there when they bought the house still in the house, just might be in a different location.
So on that property, you got the right buyers for that property.
Correct.
So that they really appreciate the history
And they
that
understood.
that has.
They understood. And people will, when they go in, they'll see it. It looks like something off of, one of the TV home shows.
HGTV kind of programs, yeah.
It looks kind of a lot like, what's the one that Chip and
Fixer
Joanne-
Upper.
Fixer Upper. It's a lot like the Fixer Upper style, and so it's fresh and light and bright and modern and.
So you may not only get great design tips for your
Right,
own home, but you're going to get some
exactly.
nice Christmas decorating
Yeah,
tips
and it gives
as
you
well.
some ideas if you're thinking about buying an old home and you don't know really what to do with the interior of it. Well, this would be one thing you could do with it.
All right, let's take a look at another house because when you see some of these, you said that the interior might be decorated with their furnishings, maybe different, but will the decorations, like what period would this house be?
This is the Hawkwood Kirschman house, and it was built in 1939, and it actually had an architect involved, Donald Lorenz. And this
Boy,
is
that's
a
gorgeous.
classic industrialist estate house. The Kirschmans are doing a wonderful job. They've been doing some renovations and updating of the house also. And this is actually the back of the house that you see from the street. The front of the house is actually faced away from Ron Road. This sets quite a bit distance back into now a neighborhood.
Okay, and so when you go in, you'll,
This is a classical sort of stately home that you would see from the 1930s.
and you'll just pretty much walk on the first floor of the home.
First floor, and I think this,
Yeah,
they
some
have
of
the
the second floor.
Oh,
too,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. I will take a look at another house. Again, this is going to be on December 9th. You can get tickets now if you're interested, and we'll share that information more. But these are some of the homes that you're going to see on the tour from sponsored by the Centerville Washington Township Landmarks Foundation. I think people have seen this house.
Yes,
It's
this
pretty-
is the
yeah.
Aaron Nutt Jr. house, which is owned now by Jerry and Hilda Strange. It's
It looks like a little cottage. It looks so
this,
charming.
Yeah.
this house is deceiving
Right.
because you're looking at it and you're like, what is that material on the outside? It's actually a stone house. That's an early stone house from 1833 that someone stuccoed over at some point in time. But there is a stone, well, they're calling it a smokehouse, but we're trying to decipher if that really is what it was used for over on the other side. And they've done another beautiful job with it. This house has on the inside some of the most beautiful original cabinetry and woodworking. The mantels have this reading that is so fine. It looks like they did it with a fork. I don't know how they did it. It's just gorgeous. It's beautiful.
You're
And-
making everything sound so intriguing. Like you
yeah,
have to go in there and see
It
these
is really
houses.
intriguing. There are things in that house that I haven't seen in other houses in Centerville. Maybe
And there will be people inside each home, right, to
Yes.
give a tour and
There'll
to
be
give
docents
information.
at each home.
And I think most of these homeowners are going to be there because people love to talk
Yeah, I'm sure
directly
share a
with
lot
the
of that history.
homeowners. And we've got a great group of homeowners this year. They are all so excited to be on the tour. They're just, I've never seen a group this excited.
Oh, that makes it fun too.
It really
then.
makes it fun. It does.
And as we said, you have a light refreshments before you take the tour, unless you're on the candlelight tour, and then that happens. Oh, after. I have it reversed.
It's after,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
it
you have.
reversed.
Okay, so
And
you'll
the
go
candlelight
around.
tour you have before,
Okay.
We're doing music, aren't we?
and we'll have music
Yes,
there.
we'll have music
Oh,
too.
very nice.
Live.
And
Live music.
we have a few more houses to show, but I want to talk about tickets because I know people are watching thinking, I need to get my tickets now because there are limited number of tickets will be sold, right?
That's
That's
right.
correct.
So we have a variety of ways you can go into Lorelei's Boutique, right? And purchase tickets there. That's
Yep.
downtown. That's on 43 West Franklin Street. You can also go to eventbrite.com, so you can buy your tickets online.
This is a new option for us,
Yeah.
so we're excited to offer that to people.
And is there an age limit of, I mean,
My
you're doing your own
grandchildren-
walking, right?
My grandchildren are dying to come to the tour. And so if you're talking about age groups of people that want to be on the tour, it's huge. But yes, you walk.
But I mean, you wouldn't want to take a stroller or, you want to make sure that you're able to go up and down steps and.
These are people's private homes,
Right.
so
Right. And children are not allowed, so.
Okay, on the tour.
My grandchildren just Can't you make it happen?
Come on, Sharma. You can make everything happen. But if you'd like to still make a phone call or buy the tickets by phone, you can do that by calling 937-885-2422. So lots of ways, and I'm assuming if you go on your Facebook page, all of these ways are listed if somebody
Correct.
wanted to. So there's absolutely no reason not to get a ticket because you've covered all ways to get a ticket. Let's go ahead and take a look at another house. Again, there are 5 homes. It's on December 9th. This is sponsored by the Centerville, Washington Township Landmarks Foundation. And what are we, oh, this is another gorgeous one.
This is the John Beck house, which is on Iron Gate. A lot of people have probably seen this. I actually worked in this when I was a younger architect. It's been a doctor's office for a while. It's now for sale. So you can go in, and it still looks very much like a home inside.
And it's interesting when you say that because I think we drive past a lot of historic homes every
Yes.
day and we're not paying attention to what we're seeing.
And you think about the different uses for them, you know? This was being used as a business, and yet it's preserving the building and keeping it maintained, keeping it part of the community. So, but it is for sale, and perhaps somebody will buy it and turn it back fully into a home. It's a beautiful home inside.
Now, if you're considering purchasing a home like that, would the Landmarks Foundation be a good contact for resource information?
We
You know,
would
that
offer
if somebody
it.
would say, you know,
With us and the Historical Society, we help maintain house files at the Arnett Cottage on North Main Street.
so you could go in and get a little bit more
But if you've got
information.
questions on how to restore your house, or if you've got questions, we're that resource, yes.
It's always fun to know the history of your house, and you're right.
Yeah.
People love to share the history of those
Well,
homes as well.
the last year we did this, we found the house, one of the houses was a whole lot older than the owners thought it was.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
so you
was,
might
it
wanna
was an
look-
early stone house, and they thought it was craftsman period, which is, you know, like the 1920s, 30s. So it was
Okay.
interesting. It's so fun. I mean, it's a kind of a trip down an interesting lane to discover sometimes things that we thought we knew and found out we didn't.
And you have such a variety of periods on the tour as well. I think there's one other house that we need to see yet, but
Yep.
but really, you're going to get a full flavor of what housing is in Centerville.
This is the Wilson Weller Ross house. Originally, the original brick farmhouse was built in 1840, and there were multiple additions done from 1840 to 1870. The Rosses are only the 3rd family to own this property.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it is fantastic inside.
It is.
This is in the center of Forest Walk, and this can show you how we can develop new neighborhoods. You know, there's 4 acres around this house on this property. That development was 21 acres, and the developer, working with Planning Commission, preserved 13 acres preserved the stream bed, preserved the historic structure, and then built all new houses around it. So it's a wonderful development. The house is fantastic, and there's multiple buildings on the property.
And again, this is going to happen on December 9th. There are 3 tours at noon, 3, and 6 p.m. You can go to eventbrite.com for ticket information. And it is a fundraiser for the Landmarks Foundation.
Right.
So
Our
what are some of the
only
projects?
one.
Your only one and only fundraiser.
Yes.
Well, most people know us for the Irma Bombeck House, getting on the National Register. Recently, we've been working with the Public Library, Washington Centerville Public Library, and working at Woodburn Library for the sunscreen, which you've probably driven by that and seen the fancy,
Yeah.
goofy
The
boxes.
decorative top.
That's a modern sculpture that was done by Harry Batoya, who is an internationally known sculptor. And he did the design, and it was fabricated locally. And we've provided a report for the library to help get that restored. So if you're interested in public art, contact the library and help make a donation to restore that piece of modern art.
Wow.
So it's not lost.
Well, we wouldn't even know that right here
Exactly.
in our community.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much. Your enthusiasm for history is contagious, so I know the tour will go well. If you have questions or would like more information, you can call the City of Centerville at 433-7151 or visit our website, centervilleohio.gov. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.